Good morning, students. In today's lecture, we are discussing air distribution system. Good air conditioning requires that the right amount of conditioned air to be delivered in each room. The quantity of air to be delivered to the various rooms of a building should be in proportion to the load in that room. The layout of air distribution system is one of the most important factor in air conditioning design. Air distribution system mainly consists of supply air outlets and return air duct. The air from central air conditioning plant is supplied to every room by supply air duct. The air outlet is the last element of duct through which air enters into the room. Air outlet arranges the flow of air to distribute it uniformly into room. The flow of air should be directed in such a way that it does not create unpleasant draft at the occupancy level up to height of 2 meters. The impure air to be air or used air from conditioner space is brought to central air conditioning plant by return air duct. The supply air duct outlet and return air duct is installed in decorative manner. Now we can see the classification of duct used in air conditioning system. According to their use, the ducts are to be classified into two types: supply duct and return duct. Conditioned air from the air conditioning equipment to the space to be carried through supply duct. Return air duct to carry the recirculating air from the conditioning space back to the air conditioning equipment. According to cross section of the ducts, ducts are classified into three groups: circular duct, rectangular duct, and square duct. According to pressure, low pressure duct, high pressure duct, and medium pressure duct. So the pressure of air which carries through the duct, when it is less than 50 mm of water gauge, then it is low pressure. When it is in between 150 mm to 250 mm of water gauge, then it is high pressure. And when static pressure in the duct is 150 mm of water gauge, then it is medium pressure duct. According to velocity of the air which through the duct carries, low velocity duct, when velocity in duct up to 60 meter per minute, then it is low velocity. When the velocity of the air flowing through the duct is more than 600 meter per minute, then it is a high velocity duct. Now we can see the what is the duct material. Ducts are made generally. Ducts are made up of galvanized iron sheet metal or aluminum sheet metal. Most commonly used shape is the rectangular duct, as it provides flat surface and easier to work with room surface. Practical point of view, square duct preferred. Appearance point of view, square ducts are used due to their symmetry. Circular ducts are economical as it can carry higher amount of air in less space as compared to other ducts. Required less duct material when less surface results in less friction. So what are the different types of general type of duct systems? So in that we are going to discuss the extended plenum system. A large main supply trunk of equal size is connected directly to the air handler. There is a main branch from air conditioning plant, the main branch through which the air is passed, that is known as air handler. A small branch ducts, these are the small branch ducts from the main branch, are connected to the trunk. The arrangement provides air flows that are easily balanced and that can be easily designed to be located inside the conditioned space of the building. So next is closed perimeter duct system. In closed perimeter duct system, may be closed loop or radial type. The figure shows the closed perimeter duct system. In this system, the conditioned air is usually placed in the basement and it is located near the geometric center of all outlets. The supply outlets are placed close to the ceiling level. The arrangement is commonly used for residential building or for air conditioning the big hall. Radial perimeter duct system is also used, in which a hexagonal main duct is prepared and through which a branch ducts are taken. So through which branch ducts are taken to each room. So this is a radial perimeter duct system. Is used in this type of system. Radial perimeter duct system is used in symmetrical building. In this system, plant plenum located at geometric center of the building. So this hexagonal shape, this is what your plant plenum. From plant plenum, air is supplied to every outlet which is more or less same distance from the plant plenum. So these are the three types of the general duct system, that is a loop perimeter and radial perimeter duct system and extended plenum duct system. Now, what are the losses in ducts? The different losses taking place when the air flows the ducts are as follows. So, first is a frictional loss. This is also known as surface frictional loss. So, the pressure is lost due to friction between the moving particles of the air and interior surface of the duct. When this kind of loss occurs in a straight duct, it is known as frictional loss. The pressure loss due to friction is calculated by using the formula, Darcy-Weisbach formula. So, this is a Darcy formula. HF is the frictional loss, FL V square upon 2 GD, where HF is pressure loss due to friction, L is length of duct, V is the velocity of air in duct, D is the inside diameter of the duct, G is acceleration due to gravity, F is coefficient of friction. The coefficient of friction is a function of Reynolds number and depends on roughness of duct. Then we will see the loss due to enlargement. So, loss due to enlargement, when section of the duct is changes, eddies are formed. When suddenly the diameter of the duct increase, so diameter is what increased here. So due to this, the flow will take place in this way, and there is a cavities at the corners are placed. These cavities are known as, here the eddies are formed and which reduce the pressure loss. The head loss due to formation of eddies at the corners. So when section of the duct is enlarges, the eddies are produced between the annular space at the corner. This causes loss of head. To reduce the effect of loss due to enlargement between small and large duct, there is a provision of transformation piece. So here this is a small diameter duct and this is a large diameter duct. In between this is known as transformation piece. So here this portion is known as transformation piece is added in between the small section and large section, so that the smooth changes of the flow takes place and eddies are to be avoided and losses is to be reduced due to enlargement. Then loss due to sudden contraction. When there is a sudden contraction of the duct, the losses will occur. When section of the duct is suddenly contracts, air entering smaller section of the duct contracts up to vena contracta, then air expands to fill the duct. The eddies are produced in the annular space at the corners. To reduce the effect of loss due to contraction between the large and small duct, there is provision of transformation piece. Again you have to add here. So here this is a large section and this is a small section. When the refrigerant flows, so here at the vena contracta the eddies are formed, which are to be reduced by adding the transformation piece between the two large and medium cross section. This is a transformation piece, so that the loss due to sudden contraction and sudden enlargements are to be reduced by adding transformation piece between the two parts. Then loss due to elbows or bends. To reduce the loss in elbows, it should be properly designed and fabricated. In design and fabricated elbows, radius ratio and aspect ratio are important. What is radius ratio? The radius ratio is defined as the ratio of radius r of the elbow to the width of elbow. That is radius ratio r equal to r upon w. The elbow with radius ratio 1.5 is considered to be standard. So what is generally this radius ratio is preferred? 1.5 is considered as standard. Are you getting? So it is maintained as 1.5. So radius ratio is to be designed 1.5. Now next is aspect ratio. The aspect ratio of elbow is defined as the ratio of larger side of the duct. Ratio of larger side of the duct to shorter side of elbow. This is a larger size of the duct. This is a rectangular duct and this is a shorter size of the duct. Means what is aspect ratio then? Larger side divided by shorter side, that is W upon D. So aspect ratio is known as W upon D. The aspect ratio increases as this aspect ratio increase, which increases the turbulence, which increase the turbulence. Okay, general value recommended for aspect ratio is 3. It is to be maintained for designing the duct, it is to be maintained as a 3. Okay, so these are the regarding the ducts and losses in duct due to heat gain or loss. When we carry the air, we are carrying the cold air from air conditioned space to room air, so that when cold air is flowing through the duct, some heat is to be gained by the air in the duct is a loss, or when hot air is passed through the duct, some heat is to be lost. So when air is supplied to condensed space, the duct should be properly insulated to reduce the heat loss due to heat gain. Okay, stop here. We will see in the next lecture fans and blowers.